Good morning, y'all. Welcome to week 4 of online learning. I hope y'all had an awesome weekend. In case you didn't hear, over the weekend, the Florida governor announced that he recommended all schools be online only for the rest of the year, and the Pinellas County made it official that we'll only be online through the rest of the school year. So unfortunately, I'll be able to only see your faces on the live meetings. We hate it. All the teachers hate it. But I hope y'all are taking care. I hope y'all are staying healthy. That being said, let me start y'all off with a Monday morning quote. If you don't go after what you want, you'll never have it. If you don't ask, then the answer is always no. If you don't step forward, you'll always be in the same place. That's by Nora Roberts. And that's not just applying to being a student and in school. That's applying to everything in life. If you want to be a better business person, you got to be able to expand. You got to be able to ask the hard questions. You got to find somebody that's a more successful business person than you and ask them questions. If you want to become a better worker, you got to be able to learn how to become better. Ask where you can improve. If you want to, my opinion, the most important, learn how to be happier. Invest in your own happiness. You got to be able to work for it. You got to be able to take that step forward, because once you get complacent in life, you go backwards. All right. That being said, slight review from the past couple weeks and a little review on the new topics, okay? So if you remember, heat and cold are relative, okay? So when there's less heat, there's more cold. When there's less cold, there's more heat, okay? Remember, heat is the measurement there, but heat can be transferred to object, but not cold. Temperature is the amount of kinetic energy within an object, okay? It doesn't measure heat, it's measuring the kinetic energy. So remember, that's the balls that are bouncing around, the atoms that are bouncing around within every object. The hotter they are, the faster they're moving. The colder they are, the slower they're moving, okay? And we gave the example about the ball in a box and then the ball in the gym last week. And then lastly, temperature is the measurement, okay? So that's heat and cold are relative. Heat is the amount of kinetic energy, and temperature is the measurement, all right? 3 types of heat transfer. This was in the CPOMS video with the fill in the blank notes. Convection, conduction, and radiation, okay? Those are the 3 types of heat transfer. Convection is a heat transfer process that occurs with liquids and gases, or fluids. Both those are a fluid, liquids and gases. Convection currents can happen in ocean currents, weather systems, and lava lamps. And the example from the beginning of the year, remember we talked about it within the earth. The molten rock or lava is being heated up. The closer it gets to the core, the hottest part of the inside of the earth, it heats up, becomes less dense, and it cools off toward the crust, and then it keeps going in a current, all right? And conduction is the transfer of molecular contact. Metals are excellent conductors, okay? We talked about that last week. They're excellent conductors because they're more solid than, their atoms are more tightly packed than other solid objects, okay? Radiation is a transfer of heat by electromagnetic waves. Remember we talked about with the light unit, the light waves and sound waves. We had the electromagnetic spectrum, and it went from big waves, which were radio waves, all the way down to small waves, which were gamma rays. And in a very small portion of that was visible light, and it also had microwaves and ultraviolet rays. But this is talking about infrared rays, okay? So radiation is transfer of heat by electromagnetic waves. People are a good source of radiation. Okay, so we're a good source of radiation. What does that mean? It means anything that produces heat produces infrared radiation. Okay, so if we're producing heat, if we put an infrared camera out there, you'll be able to see humans. You'll be able to also see mammals. So dogs, cats, elephants, you'll be able to see them because we produce heat. Okay, it would show up very easily on an infrared camera, which is why the military uses them, and also nature shows when they go around filming at night. If you haven't seen the Planet Earth at Night series on Netflix, you should. It's very interesting. And lastly, to sum it all up, convection is the transfer of heat within a fluid. Okay, convection. Remember, we talked about the convection currents. Okay, it's within a fluid, so that's within a liquid or gas. Fluids are liquid or gas. Conduction is the transfer of heat with direct contact. Remember, we talked about the stove with the metal pan. The stove eye gets hot, the metal pan gets hotter, just as hot as it heats up, and they're in direct contact with each other. So that's a good example of conduction. Radiation is the transfer of heat by way of electromagnetic waves. Okay, so when you're getting radiated, you're getting heated through electromagnetic rays. All right. Quick overview of the week. You've got this Edpuzzle video for today, and it's due by tomorrow. You've got the attendance every single day, so Monday through Friday, every single day you need to be doing the attendance. And then lastly, you've got the Nearpod lesson Wednesday, which is due by Thursday. And then lastly, you've got the forms quiz on Friday. Not an actual quiz like last week's. It's just a review, see where you're at kind of thing, okay? It still probably is going to be an assignment grade, all right? Again, y'all can always email me at manja@pcsb.org, or you can message me on Focus. I hope y'all have an awesome week.